So, good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Monday, the 14th of April. Damn, we're 2 weeks away from the 100k party. Um, oh yeah, for the 100k party, Sam, he kind of scared me a little bit with the whole like hacking thing, and I do definitely hear it. Like taking your laptop on holiday, you can get hacked. But I do want to take it because I'm gonna be in Malaysia and Thailand after. I do want to take it so I can stream there. Like I'll take a week off for Dubai, but if I'm in Malaysia and Thailand for another 2 weeks, I don't want to go 3 weeks without streaming. Like I could, but I might bring my laptop and try a little bit. But anyway, Bitcoin on the weekend price action. Yeah, so we've actually gained something of significant interest. Let's just move that slightly more up, which would be actually the index probably isn't the best for doing stuff like this, which would be 84k on the daily close yesterday. And yeah, it's looking quite promising, especially being above the Q2 right now. I think in the local stuff, we're kind of looking at this 88k area as a potential short up in here. And then obviously from looking at the liquidations, 86k, I think it's just above here, just above this wick actually, is where all them orders and liquidations are. Why is trading view being so slow? So yeah, we could possibly see like maybe like back down into Q2 in the short term, or even up here and then back down into Q2. But yeah, it's looking semi decent actually, and we have done some sort of gain. And yeah, obviously the bull div on the daily. But yeah, obviously, still reiterating, we are still in a downtrend as of right now. And the thing that would change that is obviously coming up here and then doing like a macro higher low and then getting above Q2. But if we hold Q2, it would be even better. I feel like if we like lose sort of this area now, we could be like nuking down back into like 71k, and that would cap it. That would cap the downside for me personally. But yeah, it's looking pretty good at the moment, and we also have no events. I was just looking at the economic calendar. We also have like no events this week, so the trading should be pretty smooth. Especially like Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. Actually, I feel like there was something on Wednesday. On Wednesday, it'll be US retail sales and Fed chair Powell due to speak about the economic outlook. So Wednesday's a little bit, but not really any important stuff this week, which should be nice to trade for once. Especially like last week. Last week we didn't really get some great trading. So yeah, on the weekly, yeah, it still looks obviously down. Um, but we have had quite a nice weekly candle last week, which was bullish engulfing, and regained some stuff. So happy days. Looking a little bit better now. And yeah, should we have a look at the totals quickly? Yeah, so this still looks quite bearish to me, due to this retest of this previous swing high. I definitely think we could do a little bit lower into here, and the reason why I say that is because Total 2 already did the full Monty, this like wick into the 886. So if it can like regain some of this stuff here, like maybe come up into here, and then do that, like a higher low, I would quite like that, especially if we're like farming out some structure. We are getting very close to being oversold as well, which is pretty cool to see. But yeah, it's still that's still a bit bearish in the total three as well. And yeah, others went all the way down to the low, which was about, let's say, 184 ish around there, and have since bounced. So you would expect us to see some sort of bounce off this low. We'll see if we can like regain something on the weekly, which would be Q3, and maybe do a high low. We'll have to see. If we can higher low it off like 200, whatever this is, after we come up now, I would really, really like that for potentially some more upside. Um, Very obviously too early to tell, but it's actually looking semi decent now, guys. So yeah, in terms of Bitcoin, quickly, the trade is probably Um, if there's loads, the trade is probably shorting those liquidation levels. Oh, power speaking, yeah, yeah. So that's on Wednesday. So we might have some like volatility on Wednesday, but I don't think it's going to be too bad this week. Actually think the trading this week's going to be relatively good, hopefully. So yeah, locally I think the short is probably somewhere up here. Obviously, watch out for those orders that they had at 86k, and there is some major liquidations up here. It's just above this wick, so we could like do this and then wick back down into it. Um, yeah, I would be happy to long anywhere just underneath this Q2 here, or the Q2. I think that is probably my game plan for possibly in here. If we go and do in here now, then yeah, I'll short it back down into it, and we'll see what happens then. But yeah, looking pretty decent, not too bad. And then now that we've broken this high, there is also a stuber from the low, which is around there, just in case we do start losing levels. But the thing is about this stuber, if we did start like getting under, whoops, I always do that. If we did start getting under like here, it would be looking quite likely that we would probably do 71k, especially if we do like a lower high here now, and then we start like bearishly retesting levels, and then like But it definitely is like potentially something that you could look at to trade for sure. So yeah, that's Bitcoin. Lots of stuff going on. Very nice. This is obviously clearly the inflection point in the chart. I mean, that's a Q2. You can just see that very clearly. So yeah, and if we do start regaining sort of like, if we regain this, we're gonna start mooning, and I've still got this box up here, which is at 100k. This is where a lot of liquidations are. A lot. Like there's a lot of liquidations up above. So yeah, watch for the gain of that. If we do gain it on the daily time frame, I don't know why I've got that blue line on. What is that? I'm gonna take that off actually. I don't like that. Not really sure why I had it on. Yeah, if we do gain this, anything that comes back down is going to be a gig along in here, and maybe like the full Stuber as well if they really want to freak people out. To rip all of this up here. But yeah, looking pretty decent. We will enjoy it, and I think we deserve it. I think we do deserve it. So, ETH. Let's go. Where's the chart? Too many lines. So let's just put this weekly swing on quickly. So yeah, ETH closed with a nice massive wick. This is exactly what you want to see on a bottom, and we are in the oversold territory. So this is looking definitely interesting for a potential bottom, especially if we come up into here, retest this, and then come back down and do a high-low. Then I think we'll get the dot on the oscillate on the weekly, and we could be seeing like a rip all the way up into here, or maybe even here. I know for a fact that there is so much liquidity up here, sort of like 3,200, 3,400. I'm not saying that we're going to get there, but it's definitely possible while still being in a downtrend to do that and then do that in the bear market. It's definitely possible. Um, but yeah, I really like that weekly candle on ETH, and we look like we're having a good one so far. We obviously need to like break something, yeah, and then like maybe do a retest or maybe do a full one of the lows. The lows, sorry. I don't know why my voice is going. Um, but yeah, potentially I really do enjoy that, and yeah, we seem to be carving out some nice like ascending structure, which hopefully if we do one more, you might get the long here actually, and then yeah, if you get the break, you could take it up into here if you're like scalping out on the lower time frames. Uh, yeah, right there, somewhere in there, which we're kind of on right now. But yeah, potentially looking also very interesting. And yeah, I think if we do get the retest of April to Q2, this is probably going to be like just an instant short on the first time because it's probably going to just find resistance in the short term. But yeah, this is also the gain level on ETH. If we were to gain this, like the bottom's in, or the short term bottom at least. So yeah, pretty cool, pretty nice. Enjoy it, enjoy the time, enjoy the time. So Solana. Should we just take off this for a little bit? I'll clean up the chart. So yeah, obviously still in a downtrend, and this sort of like 120 area is massive, massive support. We did come down into like 90 underneath $100 in here and get caught, so that's quite a nice wick. And we also like obviously pulled diving. For this to trend change, it's obviously a gain of here. So like any sort of close above there and then coming back down. Maybe like do you know I know we don't like wangers, but the inverse wanger or the smiley face. That would be potentially very interesting also. But yeah, another thing that's looking semi interesting. I've actually like pretty much taken all of my long off on Sunday night, like around here, somewhere around here. Um, in terms of the immediate term, yeah, I like this. I wouldn't really fight this. I wouldn't short that here. It's potentially here is the short. Um, there's probably a lot of liquidations up here, so be careful if you're laddering bids in because you might get that wick. Um, I wouldn't bet against this right now. This looks like very very strong. This kind of looks like a cup on handle sort of thing. Um, I know we aren't the biggest fan of chart patterns, but it does look very very nice. And yeah, if we get up into here, then it will be looking for like macro sort of like higher lows or something, or like holds of levels, holds of like major support like in here, sort of like this area. Yeah, very nice, very 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 nice. These 4 hour overlapping supply and demand are gonna be like the strongest things. I know Vikings says the same thing, but for example, like on here, this is where I had some of my orders set just on 3x, and yeah, like you do like start sweating a bit. But if the range is only like 5%, you can ladder your bids in so like the light ones are at the top and the heavy ones are at the bottom to like mitigate a little bit more risk. This one was fine for me because it was like 3-4%, and I was like, fine, I can risk 10% or like 12%. I'm more than happy to risk that. But yeah, potentially like, for example, this is also 3.5%, so it's not too bad, but you just don't want to get caught in the like, and then it does that. So just be careful if you are setting orders. But yeah, nah, that looks really good. That's a very bullish backtest here as well. Just to keep in mind that on Bitcoin and even like now looking at Sol, this Q2 is untested from the upside now. So that's why I'm thinking that this might be like just an instant short down into here. But yeah, I really like the way some of these charts are shaping up because last week just stunk of manipulation. It just stunk of it. It just yeah. Did anyone catch anything over the weekend or trade anything? Let me know in the chat. Um, yeah, so that's Bitcoin, ETH, and the totals. What else should we look at? We'll look at Popcat hype, Sui, Tau injective, and then well, what other things you guys want to look at? Render didn't actually get the short off March. It's probably squeezed up and up above it and retested it bullishly as of now, which is very interesting. I also do think that this is probably going to prove to be heavy resistance. I need to start recharting stuff. I actually need to just do a whole shift of recharting things. Because like when I go to the daily on this, it's just a bit too much. It's not too bad, actually. Yeah, so this is going to be heavy resistance for me just because it's this swing and this swing down here. And they've combined together to make this sort of like block in here. But yeah, like if we can sort of like squeeze that and maybe hold here or hold there, this is also looking like it could be a potential bottom. Obviously, a gain of that will change it. But yeah, looking damn interesting. I don't know why I went straight to render. Render. Let's just see where the bands come in. Did we break down on the hourly? Not yet. We haven't broke down yet. Still holding. I wouldn't short that yet. It's there is a potential short if we wick into this and like obviously get the W reversal like per my strategy back down into the Q2, just where the 4 hour bands come in. But you don't really want to bet against it just yet because we haven't broken on the hourly. Let me get the chat up as well. Got a little OM scalp in and out fast for a cheeky $100. Nice, nice. Yeah, let's look at OM. Let's look at OM now actually. So yeah, I saw what Chamber posted in the chat, and he said allegedly it was done by liquidations. Well, I'm not buying that either. That is definitely cap. There's no way that you can wipe out like 90% of your market cap from forced liquidations. Like, it's just, I don't know. Something else is going on with this. However, call me crazy, but this is the most scammy coin ever. I would not be surprised if this bounced really hard. Like, I really wouldn't. And we went all the way back down into like 6.5, didn't we? Yeah. And that's where it held. So this is can't believe I'm saying this, but like you could definitely buy a little bit of this on spot. Like dare I say, and even like 100% pump would be happy. Obviously that candle is a little bit devious, but I don't know, man. It could be dead, but it's also like this is the most scammy coin ever, so I would not be surprised if it just like pumped back up. Obviously not all the way up here, but apparently it was Binance. Oh, Binance. What are they doing, man? Yeah, we'll have to do a little bit more digging into that. But is anyone like tempted? Because I am tempted by that. Robbing people with the help of their liquidity provider. Makes sense. They're a little bit devious. It is tempting. I know. It is very tempting, isn't it? I might ask Viking about it in his stream later and get his thoughts on it. Because it is a little bit rogue. Like, buying some of this is definitely, like, very risky. But then again, like, anyone who's ever bought OM, apart from, like, I guess up here, like, was just, like, laughing. So, yeah. I don't know. It's very interesting. Or maybe I'll like 1x, 2x long it or something. With just a tiny amount of money. So yeah, Fartcoin. There could be a potential short on Fartcoin, but it's just such a strong chart. Yeah, there's definitely a potential short somewhere up here. In between these two. And the reason why I can just see a Stuber, like, obviously here, I think that kind of makes sense to me. Obviously we're in a like heavy uptrend, but I just think this sort of area we might see a little bit of resistance, especially if we get caught on like 87k or 88k on Bitcoin, or like just up above. I think we got the liquidation pocket at like 86 something or whatever I said at the start. So yeah, potentially potentially interesting. I would like to see that, and then I would be slightly more confident. Because like shorting it here, you run the risk of like sort of like squeezing up into there and then getting stopped out first. Because this is quite a big range from where we are to up there. It's like 10%. Yeah, it's like you don't really want to mess with that, do you? Especially on a coin such as strong as Fartcoin and such an uptrend. But yeah, it's if you could catch that on the yearly open in the pocket, then yeah, that could potentially be something interesting because that then it would only be you'd only be messing with like a 2% range, which is way better. But yeah, we are bearishly retesting February as well, so there is potentially something there also, and you could put your stop at like 1 or 2%, and then if you get stopped in that, then you go for the pocket. So yeah, interesting. I just want this to dump, maybe though. Maybe I'm being biased because when we were here, yeah, I remember like I used to talk to you guys about Fartcoin so much. I used to say it every week, like I'm going to accumulate a massive position between 30 cents and 20 cents, because that's when like all the alts were dumping like so bad, like back to their lows, and Fartcoin just didn't. Now we're up here, I'm like, oh, can I accumulate in this range now? So yeah, but potentially quite interesting. Let's look at some of the big ones, and then yeah, we'll just have a chat about other stuff. Oh yeah, Tia. So Tia, I think it's very likely that this is like the bottom for Tia as well. It's like you can't really get worse than this. I mean, it can actually. It can get worse, but I think the tech is still good, and there's still quite a lot of people interested in it. So yeah, I'm obviously still holding my like really underwater position, but I might start trying to like accumulate like another one somewhere around here. Especially if we do that, then anything coming down is going to be like gig along for me. Unless we start like breaking stuff on Bitcoin, but it's actually looking not too bad, isn't it? So yeah, AVAX as well. AVAX has actually gained its Q2 and its weekly open so far. It's obviously still in a downtrend until we break this high. But I actually like this for coming a little bit higher than maybe holding this. And if we do that, the bottom could be in. So a lot of these charts look very similar in that sense. Whoops, I went way too far. And yeah, I also wouldn't step in the way of this. If we were to fail right here, then yeah, there's a possible long on the Q2 to take it up into here. But yeah, it might just do it just now, and then yeah, we'll see. Too many drawings. Is that even? That's not even a lower low, is it? That's a double bottom. Is it? No, it is a lower low. We did close lower. Issue I have with Tia. It has given so many people a chance to buy at these low prices. I don't know any market makers to be in the business of being dumped on. Probably see a really long drawn up here of Tia. Yeah, it's definitely possible. I definitely think like Bitcoin could be a bit boring for a bit. Um, but yeah, I mean, you're definitely right. This isn't a bottom structure yet. This is still like Gigarect, but I don't know, man. I think this could potentially chill in this box for a while, seeing like that, and then a higher low, and then that, and then you know, and then maybe like all the way back to the lows, and then actually, nah, that won't happen. But yeah, you could be right. I just think, I mean, this is just as low it can, as low as it can get, really. I mean, it could definitely go lower, but I feel quite comfortable right now. In the on the tradable side, there could be a short actually in here to take it back down. But yeah, I definitely see what you mean. Might get these $1 moves, but I don't see it doing anything big unless they have a huge news catalyst. Yeah, fair. It's a very fair evaluation. I think also a lot of people are probably bag holding tier. There are a lot of people probably bag holding every alt. So once we start getting up in there, there's going to be a lot of sell pressure. But yeah, you're potentially right. I like that evaluation. Still doesn't mean that down here isn't a good time to buy. It's probably a good time to like start trying to accumulate. Yeah, Link's just doing Link things. So I think if Link were to like maybe come up a little bit higher and then get like a higher low, we could come and see this band up here, and then that would be the break of this, and that would be the trend change, and then we could possibly see in here before the bear market, which would be quite interesting. I kind of like that. I do enjoy that, and I do like it. We definitely deserve something like that, don't we? Let's see what it's doing on the hourly. Yeah, just all the action while I'm just chilling on my Sunday. Look, this is actually really easy trading. Okay, high into supply. 2 wicks in here. There's probably a combination band as well. Yeah. Come back down into support here. Get caught. Come back up. I mean, what more could you ask for? You even got the back test of the weekly open already. Very interesting. Very interesting micro price action. Let's also take off that line. You know, this might just squeeze through it right here. What's that level? May? It's a May level from last year. This might just squeeze through as we do have like a one. We got one, two. We got two bullish backtests right here. So I potentially like that. It looks like it's going to try. If we like, say we get this and then wick down and close below, then yeah, you could possibly micro short this down into here again. But that's just really like, this is like small time frame if you're trying to like get a trade out. Possibly one to watch. Take these off. But yeah, I mean, let's have a look at hype. I think I was nearly, yeah. We are in the stupid pocket on hype right now, which is quite interesting. And we've had obviously a very violent move up from below $10, which is nice to see that hype's a very strong coin. Um, Yeah, there's also probably a micro Stuber just because we really in the mic really like local stuff. This low's broken that and that, and that would probably come up around here. So if we were to fail this high, there's a potential short that could take you all the way back down. Obviously, we're in the like bigger Stuber pocket as well. But yeah, you kind of want to see a break of the weekly open also, and that could also be a that would probably be a more high probability short, a break of the weekly open than a bearish backtest. Because everything is pretty strong right now, so just careful with shorting, as we're shorting into a heavy uptrend. But yeah, Link is a great play, but the other is Pyth. Better multiplayers, I think. What are your thoughts on Pyth? Yeah, I do like Pyth as a project. What chain do they run on again? Let's just get. Actually, let's get the. They're on something, aren't they? They're on something. So yeah, obviously, actually, has this got all the data? Let me try and get one with better data. Mm, that will probably have to do. Actually, let me just get the spot notes chart. No, no, by a bit, by a bit. Yeah. So this is yeah. I mean, this is the level, isn't it? Whoops. We're literally right on the level. That in the Q2. If we can gain that, we're gonna moon it. I'm not sure if we're gonna do it on this go. Like we are, like a lot of things are looking very like cup and handily. That like if we do that, and then that's gonna be the back test. But I feel like everyone's gonna like everyone and their dog is gonna long this if we get that. So if we don't get that, there's obviously going to be like macro stubers as well at the lows. I just yeah, it does that actually does look nice for a potential gain. And let's see what the percentage move on this is. 50% up into there, 150 to the yearly. Yeah, not bad, not bad at all. It's interesting. I think this gain level is super defined. It's like very obvious like what it needs to gain, and that we've already tested it twice. Like we tested it one, two, three, four times basically. We're on the fifth test right now. So yeah, quite like that. Daily weekly opens untested as of now. So I'm not sure if we're going to do it on this run. I mean on this go, but it's definitely looking interesting. I do like it. And obviously this is what's the range on this? Yeah, not too bad. You could definitely there's definitely potential shorts up here. I mean, you could even just put on one line here and just be like, okay, between there is my area. What's that? 2%. Not too bad. Not too bad at all. You'd obviously have to be on like 3x lev. But yeah, that would only be a short, possibly like down into like Q2 or there. Or if we break now, the weekly open will be untested, so it'll be something like that. And then a regain of what we lost. Not bad. Not bad at all. I actually like it. I think they're on Sol. Yeah, they are on Sol, aren't they? They're building on Sol. Yeah, I like it. I do like it. Because I think like if we gain this Q2 and that, it's like we're probably gonna go up into here. Like obviously not straight away. Like we probably do that and then, but like I think it's very likely that we'll get into here. And that's like the same with most alts. It'll probably be quite quick, you know. But yeah, just to preface everything, we're not actually there yet. It's just looking very double decent. Double decent. Double decent. What's Popcat doing? Let's get my fresh chart out. Yeah, so Popcat's had an extremely violent move off the lows. Damn, imagine buying a spot down here. Actually, let's take it from wick to wick. 146%. I told you, you just have to embrace it, guys. You literally just have to embrace it. Yeah, so this is probably gonna be like a pullback area because we just have so much to test down below. I think this Q2/18 is gonna be an interesting area to see how it reacts because we obviously have this order block here, major action over here, and yeah, we could also there is also like a massive stuber, but that's if we do like a full retest of the lows. The 618 comes in on 1.8 as well, so that's potentially very interesting for me to long this. Now, in terms of a short, let's just see. That's a bit high. What was the hourly? I'd have to have a look at the volume. Yeah, you kind of want to wait for a little bit more price action. I mean, this could like bounce off here and then come back up in here, and then you could maybe short here, or it might come down into here and then bearishly retest that, and then come back down into here. There's it's potentially a lot of opportunity on Popcat. Just be careful because this range is 10%, so it's not the smallest range. Where's this? Where's the pocket coming? I mean, we're getting resistance on the 618 right now, so the 886 comes in bang on. I think that's March, right? Yeah, it must be, or maybe it's May. So yeah, that's also interesting for sure. Yeah, it's March, and the combination. This if it okay, if we did sort of like bounce off here and come into here, this is a very high probability short, just because major March level, obviously giga overlapping supply and the combination band. It's just and the Stuber. It's just like that's exactly what you want to see. And you're probably gonna wick into it and then get the W reversal, which would just be the cherry on the top. I'll take that with my eyes closed. But yeah, it will have to be something like. I mean, yeah, it could definitely wick into all this stuff. So potentially could get wicked out. It's not the best in terms of the range and the risk, but it's definitely like a setup which lights a fire in me as being high probability. High what? I'm having a mare this morning. Anyway, so yeah, what are you guys looking at? What are you guys looking at trading? I've rambled on for about 30, 40 minutes now. Just to say that the market is potentially looking very good, and we could be breaking the downtrend very soon, possibly this week. Yeah, that's what I feel like, bro. Had a bit of a heavy weekend. Just feel a bit spasticated. That film's goated, by the way. Transformers came out in like 2008, and that's when I discovered that I liked women because I saw Megan Fox. I was like 9 years old, and I was like, whoa. I think it's a canon event. I was just like, what? No way. Transforming cars and Megan Fox. This is great. Got this cheeky PTY at the Tulip Festival. Ooh, that sounds fun. Tulip Festival. Nice. On 80k as well. You could. That's a really good entry because you could. Even if we come down to like 81.4, like here, yeah, you could just chill with that one. It's nice. It's very nice. I haven't had a look at Sui or Injective, but I assume that they're doing quite similar stuff to the rest of the market. Obviously on their gain level, yeah, it's already builded. It's looking nice for like the dump slash wick we had recently to potentially be like the deviation or the bottom. And like one more hold. Yes. Yeah, unfortunately, I've completely sold most of my FET. My soul, all the way down here, and my link longs. All of them, all of them, I'm out, but they're all really good trades. So, like, I'm happy with it. Yeah, someone to take the baby with the grandparents. Oh, that's so cute. It was the Bitcoin bot by called in the Bitcoin chat. Nice, brother. You're a legend with that shit. You are a legend with that stuff. It's very helpful when you just at people. I think I did see that on my phone, but I was just like, I don't know, I was pretty drunk or hungover or something. I've had to configure like all my notifications on my phone because I just had too many. And I had my phone on Do Not Disturb, but now I don't. I had my phone on Do Not Disturb because I get all the Indians calling me. Like, sir, we have your 1 Bitcoin, man. Do you not want your 1.3 Bitcoin from the exchange? Like, bro. Yes, I do want 1.3 Bitcoin, but not from you. Oh. Yeah, and yeah, I guess there's not too much else to say this morning. We're just waiting for the S&P to open, and yeah, I think it's going to be a good trading week this week. Don't know. I feel like we're not gonna get as like we're not gonna get Trump just running his mouth. We've got no data. Like, yeah, the Fed's speaking on Wednesday, but it's fine because we'll have the Tuesday liquidity tomorrow. So yeah, I think it's potentially a very nice place to be at the moment. I'm very happy with it. Should we long some mantra together just for the lols? Hold on. That didn't break. Mm, maybe I'll set some stink bids. Actually, what's the point? It's probably just going to squeeze between May and June for a bit. That's been retested nicely. I'll do it if you guys do it. That phrase has gotten me into so much trouble. I'll do it if you do it. But yeah, I'm going to stop my recording.